Well, I hope everybody's had a great New Year's. It's hard to believe that 2025 is already here. I'm student meteorologist Liam Kenny. I do apologize ahead of time. This video is going to be pretty long just because we have a lot of information to get to, but I do appreciate you sticking with me all the way through. Let's jump right into this video. First, taking a look at your weather headlines we head into the next 1 to 2 weeks. By far, the biggest headline that we have in our weather pattern, we've been talking about it really for the past couple of weeks, is multiple shots of very cold air on the way. This weekend it starts. It goes all the way throughout next week, into the upcoming weekend, and even into the following week after that. So, however you put it, the next week and a half to 2 weeks are going to be very, very cold. We have our next weather maker coming through on Monday, and that will bring us a decent chance for showers, particularly Monday morning. It's going to be a little too warm for any snow, so don't get your hopes up. No snow is coming. It will be all rain as we head into your next Monday. As we head to the second half of next week, that's when some of our forecast models have been showing potentially a big snowstorm coming to South Carolina, while another forecast model has been basically showing nothing coming to our area. Because of that, the forecast confidence is very, very low, but I'll talk more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Here's a look at the forecast for your Friday afternoon. It will be chilly out there. Temperatures only topping out from 54 to 56 degrees. It'll be a very nice day under partly sunny skies. Again, cool and nice. A pretty nice way to end off the work week. We'll have westerly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. If you have any outdoor plans tomorrow night, you will need to have the jacket on hand because it is going to be very, very cold. If you live across the PD and along the border belt, temperatures will be falling back into the mid to upper 20s right along the immediate coastline from Georgetown up to North Myrtle Beach. We'll be flirting with that freezing degree mark anywhere from 30 to 32 degrees. So again, it'll be very, very cold. Thankfully, we're looking at lots of clear skies, so it'll be a nice night, but just very, very cold. And it will also be breezy with stiff northwesterly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, potentially gusting as high as 25 miles per hour. With that being said, here's a look at the forecast as we roll on into the weekend. Saturday looks absolutely beautiful under abundant sunshine. Very cold though, temperatures only climbing into the mid to upper 40s with northwesterly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight on Saturday, it will be freezing. Overnight lows right along the coastline will be falling back to around 30. If you live further inland, we'll be falling down into the mid to upper 20s. So again, it will be freezing out there. Lots of clear skies are expected with winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we head into your Sunday, we do have our next system approaching us, and I think that as we go throughout the day, we'll be looking at an increasing cloud cover. As we start the day, it'll be very, very nice under mostly sunny skies, but as we head later into your morning, into the afternoon, and also into your evening hours, we'll be looking at more clouds increasing and possibly a very small chance of an isolated shower. Not everybody's going to see rain. It's a very small chance of rain, but honestly, as a weather forecaster, I'm just being conservative in my forecast, considering we do have a system coming into our area. Nonetheless, it'll still be chilly. High temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 40s. We'll have winds starting out of the northeast, shifting to the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And just as like a little meteorology 101 thing, the fact that we have winds changing right there from northeast to southeast is also a pretty good little hint that we have a system coming in. So that's just for informational purposes as we head into your Monday. And with that being said, here's a look at what the radar could look like as we head into your Monday. If you live across portions of the Kentucky and Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and into the Northeast, a very strong system is going to come through, and this could bring over a foot of snow to portions of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. If you live right along the Kentucky and Tennessee Valley, these pink colors are indicating a large ice storm coming. And then if you live in the southeast where we are, we're going to be behind the warm front and out ahead of the cold front. We're going to be in the warm sector, meaning that it's going to be well too warm for any rain, or it's going to be well too warm for any snow. And because of that, we do have a good chance of showers as we head into your Monday. Particularly right now, it looks to be we will have the most rain coming as we head into your morning. We'll keep an eye on the model trends as far as timing goes, but as of right now, that's what this current system is looking like as we head into the upcoming Monday. Now, switching all of our attention to the massive Arctic outbreak that is coming as we head into this upcoming work week. A very large cold snap is heading south as we speak. This will not only bring very cold air to portions of the northern plains, the Great Lakes, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Kentucky and Tennessee Valley, the Mississippi Valley, all the way southward into the southeast and the deep south. How cold are we talking as we head into this upcoming work week? Well, here's a look at the forecast highs and lows. First off, for our Grand Strain areas, highs only getting into the 40s. We'll be starting out in the mid to upper 40s for your Tuesday and Wednesday, going down to the lower 40s for your Thursday and Friday. Overnight lows will be dropping down into the upper 20s to around 30. very, very chilly. As you head further inland, it only gets colder. Highs starting out in the mid to upper 40s for your Tuesday and Wednesday, dropping down into the lower 40s for your Thursday and Friday. Overnight lows will be in the low to mid 20s all week long, and we will likely have a stiff northerly wind coming from the system. So, of course, that wind will likely make it feel even colder than what it actually is. Now, let's take a look at when our next system could be coming through and potential outcomes for this. I know that if you've been looking at the weather models, if you're a weather enthusiast or you look at weather models, you'll know that the GFS or the American model this time yesterday was showing a massive snowstorm coming to South Carolina. And we all know the GFS model, when it comes to the medium and long range, has a history of showing these fantasy runs, kind of like in hurricane season. Well, here's a look at the latest GFS model that came out today. It shows an area of low pressure skirting across the northeastern Gulf Coast, bringing rain to portions of Alabama into Florida and Georgia, and possibly some winter weather as we head into the low country, the southern Midlands, and the southwestern PD of our area. That's the GFS with the American model. The European model, which has a much better history of performing better when it comes to the medium and the long range, shows basically a completely different outcome. The fact that we have these what's known as isobars or isotherms going from the red to the blue indicates that we do have a trough or a dip in the jet stream coming, bringing very cold air down. But as far as precipitation goes and lift in the atmosphere to actually get something going, it shows basically nothing or nothing close to what the GFS was showing. What does this tell us? The forecast confidence is very, very low of an area of low pressure bringing winter weather or any sort of winter weather to portions of the deep south and the southeastern coastline of the United States of America. But I can tell you this, regardless of whether we see any winter weather from this, it will be very, very cold all week long, kind of like I just showed you with my last graphic. So again, don't get your hopes up on a blockbuster snowstorm coming to South Carolina, because it simply is just likely not going to happen. Now, in order for us to get snow here in South Carolina, there's really 3 different outcomes that could come from an area of low pressure, and I'll explain to you what those are in this graphic right here. Say we have an area of low pressure that'll be skirting across the Gulf Coast and into and just off of our coastline as we head over the next couple of weeks. If it goes right over us, then that would put us in the warm sector, meaning that we have nothing but rain. If it goes just off of our coastline, but still is relatively closer to us, that would put us where the most precipitation is, but also it allows our atmosphere to be cold enough for whatever precipitation is out there to be snow. That would be the likely outcome that we would need in order to get snow here in South Carolina. However, if the area of low pressure goes well to the south of us, probably even as far south as southern Florida, it brings very cold air down from the northern half of the country, but it also takes all the precipitation well to our south, meaning that it would be a pretty nice day, but it would just be very, very cold. And as of right now, all of these tracks are in play, but I think the most likely case scenario is going to be this third one heading far south of us. Again, it'll be very, very cold, but the chances of us actually seeing snow late next week is still very, very low. And here's just a couple of things to remember when it comes to winter weather forecasting as far as the pattern and how far out you are. We're currently 7 to 10 days out, so we are recognizing that the pattern is favorable for winter weather to happen. Of course, it's going to be very, very cold out there, but do we have a system that could potentially make it snow or bring us winter precipitation? And right now, it's just too far out to know. Hopefully, once we get closer, as we head into next week, we'll have more information. But as of right now, this is where we're at. Don't get your hopes up. The chances of us having snow right now are very, very small, but of course, I'll keep you posted. But again, that's where we currently are at right now. All right, with that being said, here's a look at your extended 10-day forecast by Hunter Plumbing Services. It'll be absolutely beautiful as we head into your Friday and your Saturday, but the cold weather is quickly coming. We go from 55 tomorrow down to the mid to upper 40s for your Sunday. A very small chance of rain as we head into your evening hours. Then we have our best chance of rain coming on Monday morning, and then from there, it gets very, very cold. Highs going down into the low to mid 40s all week long next week. Highs will be in the upper 20s before you know it, as we head into next Wednesday and Thursday. And here's a look at your forecast as you head further inland. Very, very cold next week, and even next weekend. We go from near 61 on Monday out ahead of that warm front back down to the low to mid 40s. Overnight lows, yeah, they're going back down into the 20s. And next Friday should say 25. I do apologize for that. But again, it'll be very, very cold as we head into next week. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great Friday ahead.